Well, Coach, you only get a chance to win your first game once, so
Yeah, it feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, we had a bit of luck with. I say luck. It was playing against 10 players for that period of time. We were obviously super pleased to get the win. And first and foremost, I think it's good to get off to a positive start. Equally, I'm a bit disappointed we never scored more goals, and that's a bit of a work on for us. But off to a great start.
You beat me to it a little bit, but welcome to our press conference. Head coach Emma Coates. She just made her opening statement, and we'll go ahead and open the questions.
Hola, me presentaré. Emma, we have been talking the last 2 weeks about the strong performance in preseason and the victory tonight. Congratulations. What would you like to say about the character and identity of the team?
Yeah, I think it's clear to see some of their, particularly in possession identity, starting to form. I thought we were moving the ball quite well, trying to play with variety. And I think, when a team's had a season like they had last year, I think someone said on the pitch, we've not won a game here since June, I want to say. So when you're in that latter stages, playing against 10, it's tough. They want to play direct. I think that says a lot about their character and their smartness around how they control the game from a momentum point of view. But I just go back to my opening statement, with also disappointed not to score more goals.
Last question. After the second half, what do you guys talk about to keep that consistency for the entire game? Thank you.
Yeah, all we talked about half-time was around how do we control the speed of the game. So how do we sort of kill them with the ball a little bit and keep them moving and just sort of controlling the transitions. They were quite effective when they were sort of finding the forward and trying to play off and play a little bit more direct.
Thank you.
Cool, thank you.
Sorry.
Congratulations on
Thank you.
I think since we're bringing up the past, one of the more noticeable differences was the sort of stabilization of the midfield.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering if you can sort of talk about the performances of your midfielders and the partnerships that we're building between Claire, Hannah, Taylor, and just sort of what you are seeing in their play.
Yeah, I thought it looked good. I thought they were fluid. I think they're for such a young players as well. They are really mature. They're brave to want to get on the ball. I think what's nice about the three of them is they're all comfortable on the ball, but they all have different strengths and different attributes. And I think when you put the three of them together, they complement each other from a technical point of view. And I'd say a lot of the work that we've been doing in pre-season is around how do we play through midfield more because of how strong they are, particularly on the ball. And I thought we're starting to see, the start of something really special between the three of them.
And then how do you'd mentioned the sort of finishing and getting that third goal, because I imagine, again, maybe a different opponent, they might equalize even T2.
Yeah.
So what's sort of without giving away too many secrets, how are you sort of approaching that? Is it just more of a mental thing, you think? When you have, you get maybe so excited that you overthink it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things, right? I think there's the intentional of practice and what we've been doing in pre-season. We've been doing a lot of work in that area. And I also think sometimes it's a little bit of confidence. And I think once you start feeling, you're hitting the back of the net and you don't need to score, if that makes sense. You're sort of just feeling good and you want to try and play and make good finishes rather than desperation. I think once we start feeding into positive performance and confidence, I think more goals will come. But we probably should have had another one or at least two, I think, today.
That's Ben. I am on Halfway Collins Way, the sports track. I want to talk about the back line. Today you had Joelle Anderson was center back, and I know they asked some high down with forwards, but she normally is a midfielder, the natural position. At Sydney, who's normally a center back. You had her on the wing, but it just seemed like it was natural for her. She's bringing a lot of offense for you, so just kind of talk track. Position need quick playing the better than you get today.
Yeah, we start with Sydney. Sydney's obviously her fitness and her ability to get up and down and cope with the demands of the game and how you want to play from an in possession and out of possession point of view is, that fits with the demands of that position. And it's where she does, she's played there for Canada and she's played there before. So there's that experience. And I think in terms of Joelle, one of the things I really like about Joelle is when she's facing forward, some of her forward passes and the way she finds the pocket and the way that she can sort of play around someone's shape is really nice. And that played into the decision today.
Right. So one of the things I noticed is that when you were about 53% on possession when the red card happened, went up to 55 plus at halftime and 63 at the end of the game. Was that kind of a progression of, hey, they're kind of tiring out, let's just wear them out, spread it out sort of thing. And it just seemed like you almost kind of toying with them at the end, saying, "Here, come get it." Now you're Chase over there. How much of that was just trying to control the game, see it out, be like, "Hey, let's not give them the ball," and how much of it was, "Hey, we're or it's a hot day, we're kind of trying to control it, save ourselves a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we'd like to dominate possession in all our games and not let them have any of the ball, to be fair. But certainly as the game goes on, and when you play against 10 and they're in such a low block and they've got so many bodies central, you've got to be able to try and suck them out. So part of the intention was, how do we try and draw them out of the block to then go and play through it or around it? And as I thought they were really disciplined, to be fair, in how they sort of approach their out of possession work. But I wouldn't have wanted to play with 10 players in this heat, and that was part of our strategy.
And I guess the second part there is that Alex Pfeiffer today just really dominated from outside. Not only the goal, but 4 other chances, passes in there. Can you talk about the play today, and is that exactly what you were expecting?
Yeah, it's what I'm expecting, because it's what I see in training every day. After training every day, she gets the ball and she practices that cutting inside and shooting, and we're trying to add more variety to her play. And, I've heard a lot about her in terms of, she's young, and I'm like, you've got to judge her by her performances and her experiences, and I think she showed that today.
I'm on Kyle Newell with Denver Post. You mentioned the red card. I know you probably haven't seen it. So what do you think about that call? And a lot of yellow cards to your side today too. What do you think about the red card?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, if I'm honest, so I probably wouldn't want to comment. I'd like to think with VAR and the referees and that, I'd like to trust the process, but I've not seen it. So.
What about the physicality of the match on both sides?
Yeah, it's what you expect. It's one of the best leagues in the world, right? So it's two top teams going toe to toe, and hopefully it was an entertaining one for the fans. That's part of the game. So.
You? Oh yeah. Congratulations on the debut again. I mean, how are you thinking about the next 5 games? Obviously, bigger tests.
I'm not yet. I'm gonna go home and have a nice glass of wine, if I'm honest, and then tomorrow I might think about it.
But then, how satisfied are you with kind of like a culmination of preseason? I mean, was that what you wanted to show to the NWSL?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we're trying really hard to do is develop a style of play and an identity, and I think we're at the start of that journey. And I think what's really pleasing is some of the work we've done in pre-season. You can start, and I'd like to see that you guys can start to see some of the things we've been working on. And I'm never satisfied, and that can still be better. And there's still areas we absolutely need to improve. But in terms of a starting point, couldn't have been better for us.
Hi. Just overall, what did you think about playing in Cape Hall Park, and how are the fans and the energy of the game?
Yeah, it was wicked. Right from the start when I drove in, you got the drummers outside and the little buzz around the outside. My mum's here actually, and she went tailgating before the game, so she's happy. And yeah, just the atmosphere was incredible. The fans, getting loud on set plays, and the atmosphere and getting behind the girls, and it really does help us, particularly towards the end of games when we're starting to get tired.
Beeper. Even with things like in
close and you dominating the possession, what were some things that you wanted to do defensively, to control the game or something?
Yeah, I think early in the game it was around how we control. We know that they've got pace up top, and they'll be quite pragmatic with how they play. So we really wanted to control the way they switch the ball and the way that they try and break the last line. And I thought we did a good job of that at the start. The goal that we conceded, I think, epitomises a little bit of their style of play. And I think when they went down to 10 players, it was not necessarily just around the out of possession work, but it's how we control the game when we have the ball. So, just our distances and little bits like that around how we prepare for transition before it's even happened.
Yeah, so for all that. And last question, what are some things that you would like to see in next game?
Goals. Yeah.
Like you said, it'd been 9 months this team. Everyone, a lot of the players wanted to keep last year. Of course, you want to get up to a good start.
How important, especially for this group, how to get there?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think it means a lot for the club. You could see that it means a lot for the players, the staff, the fans, everyone. And I think we've been building the way that we want to play and the way we want to approach things. And you could see the confidence growing over pre-season. We had some good results in pre-season, and as did they. And today was the real test around, could we now deliver that style under pressure in front of people? And I think, did we do it consistently across 90 minutes? Probably not. Did we give it a right good go and see some of the style? Absolutely. And as a starting point, it's a really good place to be.
Caroline Mosig made the midfield back.
Yeah.
Kind of winning with the decisions with her back forward.
Yeah, the way we see Caroline is she can play central, she can play wide. The way that we want our teams to play and the way that I want us to play is around how we become quite fluid and give players freedom to float into areas of strengths. And one of Caroline's strengths is coming inside and getting the ball, and that's something that we wanted to see even when she was in a wide position.
Hey coach, Hattie Barbary with San Jose State. Just how the chemistry look overall? I know first game, just what are you using from the tennis group?
Yeah, I think it looks good. I think, it probably, if I go back to the very start of preseason, it looked a little bit clunky. And obviously now it's looking a little bit more fluid. I think we can still work a little bit on tightness on the ball and some of our timing of some of our movement, but I think we're in a good place.
All right. Any other questions, coach? Okay.
Oh, I saw this another one. Sorry. I've been so present in this game that I almost forgot about the somewhat, at least for us, last minute changes to the roster and Alyssa Milan-Sen's injury.
Yes. Yeah.
Penelope Hawkins. How did you sort of adjust to that, and what can you sort of say about the players like Maddie Moreau, for example, stepping up into those positions before first game of the season?
Yeah, well, firstly, I think Maddie's done a really good job today, and I think they all have. So I think that's testament. And I think the only constant in football is change. And I think once you start putting players in the middle of things and you treat people as people, and you've got a clear identity of how you want to do things, while change is never easy, and you pick up injuries or players move on, whatever it might look like. I think if you come back to what you're trying to do, the purpose, the person, all those other things, and I think you can handle that change a little bit easier, and I think that's what we've seen today.
All right, that's it for Coach. We'll be back with Alex Pfeiffer, and thanks everybody for your patience. We are pleased to be joined by Joelle Anderson and Alex Pfeiffer. We'll go ahead and go straight to questions. Paul?
naman we continue sa California. Alice, you scored the first goal for the season and set the tone early. What do you do about that? How proud are you for your performance?
Yeah, I thought the team played great today. I think in the first half we really brought a lot of energy, and I'm super happy to just score for this club and just get the game going. So, yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
And you already scored the second goal and feel to be part of this victory.
Yeah, it was awesome just to get a win, start off the season strong. Yeah, like Alex said, I'm just so proud of our performance today. Just to come swinging right away and just get a win under our belt is huge, especially after last season. So just to start off with a win is huge for us. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
I was also going to ask about the goals, but I'm also just curious. It felt like there were so many different shades, like Act 1, maybe Act 2, and maybe Act 3, say everything leading up to the red card, then playing up a player, but needing to, I imagine, maintain still control of the game, because Denver certainly didn't stop. I'm wondering how many acts sort of you each saw and how you saw the team adjust to each of those acts.
I think there's obviously the game's gonna give you different questions or pictures whenever. So I think we adjusted well, and obviously when they went down to 10 men, I think it's just like us keeping what we were doing and keeping the focus and keeping the tempo high and moving the ball and just trying our best to finish the opportunities we created for ourselves.
Yeah, I think especially when a team goes down, you just don't want to take the foot off the gas. You just want to keep going. Obviously, I think we did a really good job of that, just keeping the pressure on and having that the whole entire game, because they did go down really early. So I think it was really important for us just to stay calm and composed and just to finish out the game really strong. Yeah.
Alex, this won't be counting in for the Denver Post. What was your thoughts on Abby Smith, their goalkeeper? I mean, you got the 2 in the first half, but she made some good saves there in the second half.
Yeah, I thought she did well. She made some good saves on my teammates in the second half. I think we should have put those away, but yeah, she made some great saves.
My big college space scored out. Alex, the way they're able to read in the defender back box to go in and shoot that, and we're picking cast first, and then you just look at the way Nuriki spells and ski to hack and just be not a main catalyst of the offense for us.
Yeah, I saw her just kind of stepping away from me, and I think it's something that I've worked on a lot, is cutting in and finishing with my left foot and just having different tools, finish left, finish right, cut in, whatever that may be. So once I kind of saw her back off a little bit, I just took another touch and put in the back of the net.
And then the Joelle, starting with center back today, obviously we were able to do that last year for a couple games. But did you rely on that experience from last year going into this game to start learning the center back day?
Yeah, I think I just learned a lot last year just playing center back for the first time. But I think just the people at this club just really helped me and supported me when I moved back there to that position. I've really owned it, really embraced it. And obviously it was nice to get a goal today. It was just like my midfielder days when I was up in the box. So it was really, really exciting for me. Yeah.
Right. So, Alex, let's talk about the second goal. It was off the restart. And it seemed like Emma was just moving you outside. And once she got you where she wanted you, immediately get the ball. You literally, because of what you did on the first goal and a couple other chances, it seems like you drew half the team and were able to get it back in the box. Can you talk us about what you were seeing and what you were trying to do here?
Yeah, once I cut in, I kind of drew a bunch of people to me, like you said. I saw Joelle at the top of the box. I think Claire was to the other side of her, so I knew if I laid it off that someone was going to finish it because everyone had crashed over to me and it was pretty open and there were some people and, Joelle had a great finish. So I think it was just like picking out the right person and knowing and trusting and believing in them that they're going to finish that.
And how much do you think Emma was just seeing of that? Because she kept moving you and we kept looking at her and she kept
moving you outside. How much of that work had you guys worked on the practice field, or how much were you just saying, I trust you to get me where I need to be?
No, yeah, I mean, they give us full freedom to be creative on set pieces, so I think it's just that, and she knows and believes in us to be creative, so I think just trusting in her and trusting in myself as well.
Alex, you came here for an opportunity. I mean, you featured today. Can you just reflect on that journey coming off the injury and what today means?
Yeah, I mean, today means a lot. I haven't scored in 2 years, so yeah, I'm just super grateful just given the opportunity to come here to Bay and just to be who I am. So yeah, I'm loving it so far.
And what are you guys preaching in like a session? You guys enjoyed a lot of the ball today. What you said about Claire, you a bit.
Yeah.
What are you guys preaching on?
Yeah, I think Emma and the staff have come in just really focused on just keeping the ball possession style of play. Obviously, like Alex said, they've given us a lot of freedom just to read the game, and I think that's given us a lot of success this preseason. We're excited to show the fans what we've been working on these past couple months, and I think it's just going to be a really exciting style of football that we're going to play this season. Yeah.
Any other questions in the back? Yeah. Howard, I'll start with you. Just a game like this, how does this build confidence going forward?
Yeah, I think anytime you score a goal, you get confidence from that and you want to keep doing that. And obviously not just for myself, but I want to create opportunities for my teammates and ultimately win. I think that's what I love to do. I know everyone in that room loves to win. So that's what we're going to do this year.
Joelle, what's it mean now just to play well in San Jose?
Yeah, it's just honestly every time I step on that field, I'm playing in front of, the fans and the community that made me the person and player I am today. And so every time I step on the field, I just feel so grateful that I'm able to be part of this club. I mean, I've been with the club since the very beginning. And so just to see how far we've come and just get that win today, I think it was really special. And I just love being a part of this team.
No, more just being a part of the team last year, that so you guys are playing, one of the mean.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, yeah, I think we haven't won a game since I think June. So yeah, just to get right off the bat with the win is just huge for us, huge for the locker room. I think just to keep that momentum going for next weekend.
So Emma comes in, makes a lot of changes personnel. Kept a little bit of the formation, but a lot more aggressive while maintaining a lot of control. The kind of thing. But how much did we see today of what she's been preaching to you all this off season and up till now, and how much more do you have to show us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think today was just honestly just a small glimpse of what we're capable of. I think this team is so talented. We have so many good assets all around the field. And so I think you just saw a little bit of a glimpse of what we're capable of. I'm really excited for this season. I'm really excited for the group that we have in there. We all care about each other so much. We're all willing to go to battle for each other. So yeah, I'm just really excited. I think it was just a tiny little glimpse of what we're capable of.
All right. That's it for us today. We will be